And we are ready to go. Time to do battle out here. 8th year of free riding competition going on here in Winter Park, Colorado for your 2014 Colorado Free Ride Festival. 16 competitors, Ryan Meyer, and 2 runs each. What's it going to take to win, man?
Well, DJ Brandt starting it off. Maybe we'll see if the cornrows does it for him. DD Components waxing off. Like that follow cam up into the first Red Bull drop. 360X up top. Coming up into the next dirt hip. Nice 270. Rolling up into the boner. And a nice tail whip off that log feature. Suicide no-hander holding it and coming up into the Shimano left-hand hip. Big old cork flip for DJ Brandt. Rolling into the Powerade Fruit Bowl. Tuck no-hander out, unique trick. DJ with a nice backflip whip, finishing it off.
Is that how we're gonna start things out? Give it up for DJ Brandt, 20 years old, at a Grand Junction, Colorado, the local boy, feeding off the energy from this crowd today. Does he have the cornrows? He does have the cornrows. Nicely done.
How much that cost you? You have some girlfriends for you, DJ? What? Okay, so let's just take a bit of a replay. Run number 1, 16th place qualifier. Doesn't look like it here. That was pretty jam-packed. Yeah. Suicide no-handers. And bumping that nice hip flip. Really good style off that Shimano hip and into the Powerade Fruit Bowl. Tuck no-hander out. And nice, solid execution on that flip whip, finishing it off in that specialized wood booter.
So this is going to be the score that everyone is going to be looking to beat. They'll be the first score in the books. Once again, remember this is a 2-run format. And the score coming in, it's going to be a 75 even for DJ Brandt. So that'll take over the top spot, 75. We'll see how things play out with the rest of the competitors, because that'll have got you somewhere right around the qualifying in the 10th spot yesterday, with Reece Wallace with a 75.6. Now we take our attention back up top. This next guy is out of Idaho Falls, 30 years old, doing it for Redline Bikes. Second at the GoPro Games, this is Josh Hult.
Another DD Components rider, Josh Hult. Looked like, sorry, I had a little bit of sun in my eyes off that one. Indian Air over top the next hip. Having the Condor cam following him down. Tuck no-hander has big BMX influence this rider. Double whip over the next jump. Slipping a little pedal, holding it on for the Shimano hip. Tuck no-hander over, nice clean. Popping into the Fruit Bowl. Bar spin in, 360 out. What does he have? Finish off the last jump. Oh, missing the trick on that, but give it up for Josh Hult, everyone.
And you saw him have just a touch of a bobble there, kind of the upper part of that run, but he was able to clean up towards the bottom section, but straight airing that last jump. That won't get him the points that he's going to be looking for. But the score to beat right now is that 75 even. That is the score that you guys are looking to try and beat.
So let's just take a bit of a replay. Check out that nice Indian Air off of the Coors Light dirt hip up top there. And then the Subaru wood kicker with a solid double whip there. Tuck no-hander, and then into the Powerade Fruit Bowl. Bar in, we saw. Nice, unique, and perfect 360 out. Land a little to the bottom and not getting the trick, unfortunately, on the specialized wood kicker. I'm sure Josh is going to be able to make it back up to the top and get that for run number 2.
As we wait for that score to come in, the 75 is the score to beat. That's DJ Brandt's, and score in for Josh Hult. That's going to be a 61 for him. So he'll look to improve on that one right there with that 61. As we are just about set for T-Mac. Tyler McCaul at Aptos, California, 8th last year, so finished up in the top 10 here in Colorado. 12th in the FMB World Tour rankings right now. And 25 years old, doing it for GT, Fox, Shimano, and Smith Optics.
One of the riders that races and rides everything. A guy who can compete in Red Bull Rampage one weekend, go ride some dirt jumps in Aptos, go have a little battle on the slopestyle scene, then go race some slalom as well the next week. So T-Mac, one of the most versatile riders on the circuit. See what he has popping in here. 360 off the top Red Bull drop, popping into that hip with a nice downside whip on the dirt hip, and into the Colorado Freeride Festival up log, whipping over there. Huge backflip double bar spin from T-Mac. He's been working on these tricks on the off season. Downside whip over the next Shimano left-hand hip. 1 foot X up into the Powerade Fruit Bowl. Big backflip out of the dish. What does he have on the specialized big wood kicker? Huge flip. Oh, going down. T-Mac. Unfortunately, little over rotation on the flip whip. Hopefully he's okay. Give it up for Tyler McCaul, everyone.
So T-Mac having a very, very solid run. That last hit just kind of getting the best of him right there. You see him kind of limping a little bit. We hope he's okay. Check the 360 down. He did that off the Red Bull drop.
I think that was, yeah, I couldn't quite see. Look at that double bar spin. Perfect execution. Haven't seen Ty do a double bar backflip. 1 foot X in. Perfect flip out of the dish. And this is the flip whip, just a tiny bit over rotated, maybe landed a little bit to the side, rear end heavy on the landing, and unfortunately couldn't hold it out. Really difficult when you have a flawless run from top to bottom, and the last jump is the thing that kind of messes up. We've seen that so often actually in FMB, where a couple of the riders are messing up on the flip whip, especially the flip whip at the very bottom of the course. Semenuk is one that we can contribute to that one. Had some difficulties in Joyride as well, just not able to make the flip whip. Maybe it's one of those tricks that I think you have to just kind of calm the mind when you're going into it.
This in on this tweet in from Anthony Mazzeri. He is watching the homies kill it here at CFS. Anthony Mazzeri, he got a little bit injured, so he's not able to actually come out here and compete yesterday. So Mazzeri, after that big win in France, taking care of business right there. So Anthony Mazzeri. So he's out here watching now and relinquished just to see what is going on with the guys. So that is #CFFest, by the way, when you're going to send them in. So Reece Boggs is coming up next. Reece Boggs out of Cleveland, 17 years old, for Morpheus Bikes. Here's Reece.
So Reece Boggs, suicide no-hander off the first drop here. Whoa, really dumped in truck driver 270 with the table on the other way, and then not sure if that was an alley or opposite 360 bar to tuck no-hander. Coming in with a backflip bar spin off the next jump and into the Shimano left-hand hip. Nothing into the fruit bowl, bar spin out, pedaling into the last jump, backflip 1 foot can.
And puts it down. Reece Boggs.
We saw Reece do that on his qualification run, second time around yesterday. Did the backflip 1 foot can, bumping out the unique maneuvers, showing a little bit of diversity within the trick field.
Definitely one of our youngest guys out there at 17 years old.
Yeah, so I'm not too sure if he's a goofy foot rider or if those were just opposite. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was just goofy foot, and he spins the opposite way around.
Yeah, he's ready.
Backflip bar spin over the next jump there. Nothing into the fruit bowl, very unique. Haven't seen anyone else do that. Bar spin out, nice and clean, and the backflip 1 foot can finishing it off.
Nicely done, Reece Boggs. First in the Aptos Post Office Jam, one of his best finishes. Said he's been working on the flip whip, so Reece Boggs, this will be his first score in. Top score so far is the 75 from DJ Brandt, and a 78.3, so Boggs taking over the top spot with a 78.3, Ryan.
You know, that makes a lot of sense coming from Aptos, California. He's probably been hanging out with R-Dog and Cam McCaul a bit too much, so he's just learned instantly that he needs to spin goofy-footed.
So, and that's what the judge is looking for. They want to see you spin both rotations, both ways. Eric Walenta is up for you next.
All the way from Austria. Man who's doing double disciplines, working on a degree, a study degree, as he's going to school, and then weekends kind of traveling for the slopestyle scene. Nice 360 into a downside whip, and 360 perfect rotation. Very solid rider, has everything kind of perfectly calculated, no over rotations or anything. You see into that hip flip, and boosting out over the Shimano. Left hand wood hip there. Nice tail whip into the fruit bowl. Tuck no-hander out. Clean styling into the big last wood booter jump. Flip, back flip, tuck no-hander, pardon me.
And take a look at those replays here. This one in on #CFS, Broderick Horn. Did Ryan take the hair from the top of his head and put it on his face for his beard?
Yeah, I started accumulating the hair that I was balding when I was like 15 years old, and then, you know, one day I decided, oh, I'm going Amish, and I put it on my beard.
You got the sickest beard in the business, brother.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how long it goes for.
Checking the replays here.
Eric Walenta, perfect tail up into that fruit bowl. Nice tuck no-hander out, and big backflip tuck no-hander. You check out his hands actually taped up. Another one of the riders who went down and ripped off the palms of his, ripped off the skin off the palms of his hands. So. Pretty difficult thing to actually ride with that. Just kind of patch it up and act like a man.
Checking in with a 68 for him, so that's going to put him in the third spot for Eric Walenta right there. In the third, take our attention up for Reece Wallace, 24 years old, out of Whistler. Won the Bear Claw Am event Also fourth at the Showdown, third in the Outlaws of Dirt. So this guy's been on the podium a few times, doing it for Giant, Pro Mag, and Smith Optics. Here he goes right now. This is Reece Wallace dropping in.
Reece all the way from Canada, 360 off the first Red Bull drop. And Hardway going 450. And it was opposite as well. And then regular truck driver off the log feature backflip, X up. Reece has picked up some new sponsors, doing it for Giant Bicycles this year. One of the Cro-Mag team managers, so double duty as well. Suicide no-hander up into the fruit bowl, making it out. What does he have for the last jump? Big old lofty backflip for Reece Wallace, finishing off for run number 1.
And of course, checking back in on the Twitter, hashtag CFFest, and tweet your questions, comments, concerns. People from all walks of life come together to watch the glory that is Slopestyle. And that's from Austin Osborne. Thanks, Austin, for that. As we were checking these replays here of Reece Wallace going to work, still trying to beat that 78.3. So waiting for that score to come in here. Paul Genovese coming up for you. He'll be our next rider to be dropping in. Ryan Meyer, Brad J here with the call for you today here from Winter Park, Colorado. And Reece waiting for that score from Whistler. Trying to beat a 78.3. Now we saw Nikolai Rogatkin get a 94.6 yesterday in qualifying. So 54.6, that's going to put him in 5th right there with the 54.6 for Reece Wallace. And our next competitor coming out of the way of Fernie, BC, was 12th last year, made it into the finals. Paul Genovese, 20 years old, doing it for Fox Ed and Cro Mag. A 3rd at the GoPro Games and 2nd at Ranch Style, posting up a 76.3 yesterday in qualifying. So you know Paul can do it here, bust out scores in the 80s, right, Ryan?
Yeah, one of the big up-and-comers, especially coming out of Fernie, BC. Paul doing it for Specialized Bicycles on that new P slope. Making it look really nice and easy. What a nice slopestyle bikes that we have coming out here. You know, a lot of the companies I like seem to step up and making slopestyle specific bikes tailored to the riders. A few years back it was very difficult for the riders to get anything like that, but let's check it out. Truck driver off the first drop for Paul. Coming in, downside whip. Oh, slipping pedals on that one. I think he's gonna call it. That's going to do it, unfortunately, for Paul.
And you know what, though? But that's a smart thing. That's a smart move. You're not going to get a good score here.
Yeah, I think he's making it down, maybe.
He's going to do it.
Tuck no hander out. Okay, he's going to finish off the run for Paul. Nice backflip, lofty over the next jump and into the Shimano hip. Big downside, throwing some trail steez into his run. Having a bit of fun, showing that he has a lot of trail etiquette. Backflip off that fruit bowl. Just flowing over top of the Condor camera. Guiding it down the line.
Yeah, just kind of getting a little bit more warm-up practicing. He's not going to get a big score with that bobble there in that run. So Paul will have to look to the second and final run. We'll check in with that score. That should be coming in. And this one in from Mike Murfitt on Twitter. DJ Brandt has been the most stylish rider in the course so far. So that is, of course, from Mike Murfitt. And DJ Brandt had the 75. Has him in second. Reece Boggs actually beat that 75 with a 78.3. So thanks for sending him in. Tweet him on in. Hashtag CFFest. And we'll get to him as we can. Paul Genovese waiting for that score. So 31 puts him in 7th. He'll head back up top and look to improve on that. But a guy who's had a lot to do with the course is up for you next. We're talking about Kelly McGary, 32 years old out of New Zealand. Him and, of course, Tom Hay. Those are the two guys that put this course together. They also did it last year as well. And Kelly's been doing an amazing job. And I'll tell you, still, if you watch the video of his second place finish at Red Bull Rampage last year that you were there, such an amazing rider, and he's just been doing it for some time now. Props out to Kelly.
I think it's one of the most publicized video clips we've almost ever had of mountain biking. I mean, I think it's competing, that clip of Kelly flipping over the big canyon gap in Utah, and I think Cam Zink, one of Cam's clips from the Rampage. I think those are some of the most publicized clips we've had in mountain biking. But speaking of Kelly, big backflip, long-haired Kiwi, coming down course, nice 360 into backflip, tuck no-hander, flowing into this next Shimano hip, tuck no-hander over the hip, and rolling into the Powerade Fruit Bowl, backflip in with Kelly McGary. Oh! out of that one. He overshot coming up into the fruit bowl. Have medics quickly on scene and a couple of the riders there, so I'm sure he's going to be in good hands. Just looking behind you, Kelly is up. It's all good. Kyle landed, at least made it to the tranny there, which is nice.
But we saw him yesterday flip into that and flipped out of it, and it looks like that's what he wanted to do.
Yeah, it's definitely what he was going for. Nice bar spin from Kelly up there on that dirt hip. Looking like he was maybe going for a Coors Light sponsorship. Rolling in with the tuck no-hander here, and he comes into the fruit bowl, just overshoots it a tiny bit, and it's really difficult to get yourself composed after that one. Nice ejection though. He made it to the tranny. Yeah, pretty okay. Hopefully he's going to be able to go back up and do it again. We'd like to see Kelly back on top, but everyone in the house, give Kelly a big round of applause.
Yeah, an amazing free rider. Kelly McGary, just an ambassador, of course, to freeride mountain biking and what he brings to the table. 32 years old. Once again, though, if you haven't seen, just go Kelly McGary Rampage. Go ahead and put that up on YouTube and take a look at that. His second place finish at Red Bull Rampage was absolutely amazing. And not only does he compete out here, but he gets this course in top shape. Him and, of course, as I mentioned, Tom Hay do the hard work and have been doing it for the last 2 years. All right, as we are getting set to go, we have Logan Peat coming up, Greg Watts on the way, Carson Storch coming up in just a little bit for you. But we're going to take just a quick break and go ahead and tweet on in to us, #CFest, #CFest, and we'll be right back after this.
Ours is a world of passengers, the red eyes,
I'm really tired.
the transfers,
Well, that's kid number 3.
the co-pilots, all sitting, trusting, waiting for a safe arrival. Introducing the all-new Subaru Legacy, designed to help the driver and you care for the passenger in them. The Subaru Legacy. It's not just a sedan, it's a Subaru.
When cold refreshment calls, Coors Light answers. Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
There's nothing I would rather do, nowhere I'd rather be. There's nothing that quite makes me feel the way you do here with me. I'm happy as I can be, 'cause I have you and you have me. I'm happy as I can be, 'cause I have you and you have me. I don't care what I get back anymore. I don't want to give. Whoa,
And welcome back, 2014 Colorado Freeride Festival. The Slopestyle finals underway for us. And we just saw Kelly McGary have a tough little crash, but he is back up, so we'll be sure that he'll be taking a second run. Now we take it over to Logan Peat. He was 15th last year, making the finals. Here he comes right now. This is Logan Peat, 24 years old.
Yo, nollie 360 off the first drop. Truck driver 450 over the next dirt hip. Opposite 360 on the up log. Backflip bar spin from Logan Peat. Give it up, Colorado. Running big on this one. Nice down frontside whip out of left-hand hip, popping into the Powerade fruit bowl. Logan Peat, big 360, lofty out and into the final specialized wood boot and the big flip whip.
Oh, that is filthy stuff out of Logan Peat, putting a solid one in on that one for him. And you look back 15th last year, the number 8 qualifier, 3rd, the 5th Andorra, 9th in Crankworks France, so a top 10 finish there.
Look at that nice style coming off that first flat drop and then into the 450 truck driver, opposite 360. Okay, Logan Peat actually, I feel has had some bad luck at this course. Maybe 3 or 4 years ago, had a really bad fib snap on his leg. Had a super hard time with surgeries. The leg wasn't healing. Had to miss out on quite a few contest seasons, and he's come back here, and I think he just had one of the top runs that we're going to see. We'll leave it up to the judges, but.
Oh, 76.6, so definitely one of the top runs. That puts him into 2nd place right there. 76.6. Let's hear it for Logan Peat one more time. In 2nd place behind Reed Boggs. And we are set for Double or Nothing. PlayStation, whatever you want to call him. Greg Watts. He's been doing it for some time. He's a past Crankworks winner from Whistler. A number 7 qualifier out of Santa Cruz. 27 years old, doing it for Mongoose. Indeed, in Shimano. Here he comes right now. Greg Watts coming in next.
As you're saying, new sponsorship this year for Greg. 360 off in that new Mongoose Slopestyle bike. 360 X up over the next drop. Truck driver off of the log. Backflip, suicide no-hander, 2-bar spin. One of the only people able to do that on 2 wheels. Such a sick trick. Backflip X up over the next feature. Suicide no-hander up into the fruit bowl. Big backflip out. Here it for Greg Watts. Backflip bar spin.
And a great run for Greg Watts. And you just like to see, you see him tapping the heart just a little bit right there. You just like to see him get a good run in under his belt on his first opportunity. Take a look at these replays.
That was a very action-packed run. 360 starting it off, 360 X up, then popping into a truck driver off the next log feature. Backflip, suicide to bar spin, one of the hardest tricks you can do in a flip variation, I would say. Suicide in, backflip out, and the big one finishing it off. Nice solid backflip bar spin with perfect execution.
So Greg Watts is finishing up, waiting for that score to come in, trying to beat a 78.3. This will be the first score in the books of this 2-run format for Mr. Greg Watts. You got to wonder, is that good enough to put him up in the top spot or the top 3? Well, that's not up for us to say. It's for the judges. And look, your new leader, 81.3 for Greg Watts. 81.3. That'll put you in about 4th place yesterday, or in the qualifying positions with that score. So we'll see if that can hold up and get him on a podium. He's going to have another opportunity. And Carson Storch getting ready to go. 4th in the Swatch Prime Line out of Bend, Oregon. An 80.3 yesterday, 21 years old. Here comes Carson.
Real professional in that race kit. 360 off the first drop here from Carson. Nice 270, cleaning it up. Looks like he's doing a bit of adjustments. Opposite 360 off the log. 360 whip over the next jump. Really big trick, high up, risk difficulty, and just doesn't get a trick off the Shimano hip. Coming up into the fruit bowl though, making his way in. Last jump, I think he knows that he missed a couple tricks. He's gonna have to bring it back for run number 2 though.
So that's one of those things that I was talking about to you earlier, Ryan, about it. I mean, you have the run in your mind that you want to do, and that looked like is what he wanted to do, and he just wasn't able to put it together, so he'll have another shot at it. This one in from Liam Colson says, Logan Peat is such a beauty. Hashtag represent Ontario. Thank you so much for sending that one in, Liam.
Yeah, really, really solid riding out of Logan Peat, but Carson as well, flawless top section. That 3-whip was dialed as well.
Good.
Just missing the Shimano hip after that, so I'm sure you cleaned up that top section, Carson. Just work out the bugs in your head. Mentally, you'll be able to get that one down for run number 2.
And so this will be his first score for Carson Storch with another opportunity. 43.3, 9th place right there for him. And first of all, you just got to give props to all these riders out here, because just to make it into the top 16, we had a cut of almost half the field got cut yesterday. I think about 30 some odd riders.
Yeah, we actually had 32 riders.
32 was half the number?
So
half the field.
Exactly half the field got cut yesterday. Doing it for Chromag bikes, Chromag components actually. Bobby Lamir making it off the first drop. Topside whip over the dirt hip. And into this next jump. Bar back.
Oh, nice.
Bar spin king, Bobby Lamir. Big backflip tuck no hander. Coming down course into that left hand hit. Double whip. Perfect, clean pedals on that one. Bar spin into the fruit bowl. Suicide to bar spin out into the last jump. Big backflip bar from Bobby Lamir.
Lamir putting a good one in for him right there on his first run. He's got to feel pumped about that. He's looking to try and beat. We got the score of 81-3. Greg Watts has the top score so far today.
It's kind of the first year that Bobby's been in the slopestyle circuit. Not too many sponsors for the kids, so I mean, if you're a team manager, maybe you should be watching out and get in contact with this young 18-year-old rider doing it from Canada. Bar spins are incredible. He has so much hand control. It's just phenomenal to me how he's already completely falling out of the sky in his run, just tossing bars backwards. Bar to bar back to flip bars, all that stuff. It's a pretty unique style he has there.
There's a bar clinic going on by Lamir as we wait for the score for him. Trying to beat Watts' 81-3. And he's going to get a 64-3 for Bobby. 64-3 into 6th place for him right there. 64.3. Our top 4 qualifiers coming up for you. Conor MacFarlane, he's on the way, 23 years old.
I think we got some big stuff coming up in the next run then. Conor MacFarlane.
Number 4 qualifier.
Yep, and probably the biggest trick we saw off the top drop yesterday. Let's see if he's able to do it again for us in the finals. Looks like he has a bit of determination on the face. Getting ready to drop from New Zealand. Long flight out here.
So kind of waiting maybe for the wind just to back down. We've got a couple little breezes coming in off and on here today. And that's part of riding. You wait till you feel like it's your time to go. And here comes Conor now dropping in. This is his first run.
Get on your feet, Colorado. Big backflip off the flat drop. Starting it off big.
Flat to flip.
Downside tail whip. That's the biggest trick you can do on a flat drop these days. 360X looked like on the log feature. Backflip on the next jump and coming into the Shimano left hand hip. Hard way 450 bar spin. And into the Powerade dish. Nice backflip out. Coming, Colorado, give it up. Big backflip, tuck no hander, finishing it off.
Nicely done for Conor MacFarlane right there, 23 years old. Number 4 qualifier from New Zealand. Put up an 82 yesterday, and that's what got him in.
And check out this trick. Only two other riders I think I know in mountain biking doing this trick. Sam Pilgrim was the first one I saw 2 years ago at Highland Mountain Bike Park.
I think it was 3, but that's okay.
Might have been 3. Maybe it was 3. I don't know. We're bad on dates here. I can't really remember what happened last week. But Sam Pilgrim did it first. Brandt and Sam were doing it last year in the slopestyle circuit. And now here we have another boy doing a Conor MacFarlane with the flat draw backflip.
Bringing it to the big show out here today. It's your 2014 Colorado Freeride Festival. 81-3 to take Watts out of the top spot. 76.3, so Conor into 4th. A 76.3 the score for him. So that puts him in the 4th spot as our top 3 qualifiers. Martin Söderström, Brett Rheeder, and Nikolai Rogatkin all coming up. Martin, the defending champ from last year, had to sit things out in France on the Diamond event there. Crankworks, France. Coming back from an injury from Whistler last year. Let's see what he's got. Put your hands together for Martin Söderström, people. Come on now.
Colorado crowd truck driver off the first drop from Martin Söderström into a nice 360 tail whip. Coming up into the CFS. Big uplog. Oppo 360 off that one. Big backflip tail whip off the next jump. He's on fire for this run. Double win by London. Cleaning the pedals, obviously, into the fruit bowl. Opposite tail whip inside the fruit bowl. Regular whip out. What does he have on the last jump? 360 invert.
That was so sick. The 360 invert at the end. You see how tweaked he was. Let's hear it for Martin Söderström one more time.
Oh, that was a huge trick difficulty in that run, and so much style added on top of all of them. check it off from the first drop, truck driver in, and into that 360 whip. Perfect execution on that. Opposite way for that 360, and then the flip whip, linking it into a double whip. Opposite whip into the dish as well. Just phenomenal style coming up here. Cleans the pedals, regular whip in, and so much style in this 360 invert.
So much style. So what is the score going to be? Does he beat Greg Watts 81.3? It looked like it had the difficulty to do just that. It's up to the judges. What is the score going to be for Martin Söderström as we wait for his score? An 88.6. Your new leader, Martin Söderström, dropping a bomb right there with an 88.6. And that was bigger than yesterday. Yesterday's score that he had was an 85.3. So breaking things out a little bit more for the crowd out here at Winter Park, Ryan.
Definitely. We saw Martin do a double whip up top there where he did a knack in his qualification. That goes back to us saying, yeah, you know, people are holding back still in qualification. But Brett Rheeder, Canadian boy, Trek C3 Projects, Monster Energy. Fox head backflip off the first drop as well. Well, I guess Rheeder's been training as well in the off-season. Looks like that was an opposite 270 bar into a regular truck off that. Oh, cork 720! Wow! Mid-run cork 7. Downside whip, looks like it was maybe even going into a little bit more style. Opposite tail up into the dish. Big Rheeder backflip out of the dish. Huge backflip tail up. Rheeder finishing it off.
What is going on here? Winter Park, Colorado. Let's hear it for all the riders throwing it down right now. Söderström coming out swinging, Rheeder coming out swinging, and see him flipping the drop.
Check that backflip. Was corked out sideways, and then the opposite truck, regular truck, opposite regular, cork 720 was so corked. I love the way he does that one. Really see his body spinning around the bike and getting the rotation. That opposite whip in, just like we saw Martin do out in that signature Brett Rheeder backflip where he almost does the underlook.
And just the elation as he lands that one, head up in the air, super pumped. All these riders are super pumped to get that run down first time around.
All right. So Brett Rheeder, does he do it? Does he beat the 88.6 on his first run here today? You got Söderström in the top spot, Greg Watts in the second spot as we wait for the judges. A 93 for Brett Rheeder, taking over. Boom, just like that on his first run. Coming out swinging, Brett Rheeder. Nicely done, Brett. That is a big score. But a guy who beat that score yesterday, Nikolai Rogatkin, is about ready to go. And Max Albertson said one in and says, Nikolai is going to win. Hashtag visors suck is what he said. And he's been taking a lot of heat for taking that visor off, but he's been killing it. Here we go. Nikolai Rogatkin coming in on his first run. Your #1 qualifier from yesterday.
Doing it for Specialized Bicycles. The no foot. Oh, Nikolai Rogatkin going down off the first hip. Oh, big disappointment for the American rider. Looks like he just didn't get the perfect link up on that no foot cam. Really unfortunate. That's going to do it for his run #1. Definitely not going into top 5 contention there.
No. And that's the situation now. He's going to have to put all the eggs in one basket, and he'll look to do it on a second run. But all right, let's send things over. I think we got Mark Sullivan is down there with Brett Rheeder, our current leader. Let's check in with them. Mark?
Board this. All right, I'm sitting here with Brett Rheeder. Brett, you qualified second yesterday. Today, a different story. Walk us through that run.
Well, that was the first time I ever did a flip drop at the very start, and yeah, it went smooth. And then from there, the whole run just went smooth. My legs are sore from practicing so much, so I'm happy that I made it down to the bottom.
Cool. Well, congratulations. Any difference in strategy for run #2?
Yeah, there's a few different tricks that I could try if I need to. We'll see.
Cool. Congratulations. Good luck on run #2.
As we're finishing off that interview with Rheeder, Nikolai decides to come back down and just do it for a little bit of a practice run. Double whips, cash rolls, no big deal. He knows that he wasn't going to be stepping it up into the lead with that, but getting a bit of practice in for run #2 for him.
But Ryan, this is going to be interesting because Nikolai Rogatkin being the #1 qualifier, he's going to get to go last no matter what. So Brett Rheeder, when he comes up, if he's still in the lead when he comes up to his second and final run, he doesn't know if Nikolai is going to come out and post that. So if you're Brett Rheeder, do you just take the chance and trust the 93 to hold up as the win, or do you try and step the degree of difficulty up? Because Nikolai, once again, #1 qualifier, he gets to go last today.
And we know Nikolai actually yesterday had a 93, a 92, I believe, in his run yesterday. 94.6, I believe he had in his run yesterday.
Yeah, 94.6.
And I mean, he has some bigger tricks that he can get on into run number 2.
We'll take a look at this top 5. Logan Peat in that 5th spot. Reed Boggs 4. Greg Watts. Martin Söderström in 2nd with an 88.6. And then you got Brett Rheeder in the top spot, busting out with the 93. And as we said, we saw Nikolai Rogatkin yesterday do the 94.6. So can he do it again? All right, well, we got more coming up. The second runs for all the competitors. Don't go anywhere. It's your 2014 Colorado Freeride Festival. Second runs when we come back.
Refreshment calls, Coors Light answers.
Anybody else?
Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Try telling your girlfriend your questionable browser history is research. Try Vitamin Water XXX. Try it. Try parking your monster truck at a mall on a weekend. Try Vitamin Water Zero Squeezed. Try it. Try making balloon animals at a birthday party for a porcupine. Try Vitamin Water Energy. Try it.
Just been shattered on what can be done on a mountain bike. That is a massive 60-foot drop.
Huge section. Graham Agassi.
Freeze it! Here's the approach. Oh, yes, he pulled it off! And a Superman secret one-hander. Whoa! He got away! No way!
Biggest event like this in the world. There's nothing else like it anywhere.
Ours is a world of passengers. The red eyes.
I'm really tired.
The transfers.
Well, that's kid number 3.
The co-pilots. All sitting, trusting, waiting for a safe arrival. Introducing the all-new Subaru Legacy, designed to help the driver and you care for the passenger in them. The Subaru Legacy. It's not just a sedan, it's a Subaru.
And a great day here in Winter Park, Colorado. Look at the fans right here. You guys are live on the World Wide Web, man. Go ahead and wave your arms up in the air, man. We're, of course, at ColoradoFreerideFestival.com, PinkBike.com, and PlusSizeBMX.com. Ryan Meyer and Brad Shea, we're with the call out here. Also, hashtag CFFest, and we got one from Austin Osborne. The guys from Bicycle Village are cheering for you, DJ Brandt. So, and DJ Brandt is going to be the guy to start things off here for the second and final runs. I guess you just got to go for it here, right, Ryan?
That's it. One more run, you got it.
I mean, 7th place, even if DJ Brandt ends up in 7th at the end of the day, that is so respectable of a finish for him, especially after those cornrows that he has. Those things are looking sweet. There we go. Here he comes right now. DJ Brandt, second and final run in 7th place.
So DJ Brandt shrugging off the first drop.
Coming in with a 270 over the dirt hip. Into the log feature. Nice tail whip out of DJ Brandt. Into that big jump with a suicide no-hander. Big smiles on his face. Nice hip flip over the Shimano hip. And into this power, oh, and hitting the eject, coming up a little awkward up into the Powerade dish there. So maybe a little bit of wind, maybe just not hitting the right point, but.
And that's something that you, if you come into that sketchy, you've got to just hit the eject button there, because bad things can happen if you don't come into that thing right. We'll take a look
check
here.
Out, nice truck driver starting things off for DJ. Into that whip over there. Big old hip flip, and yeah, looks like just hitting the eject. But from Grand Junction, Colorado, give it up for the local man, we'll call him.
And you guys should be very proud of DJ Brandt. I mean, you look at DJ Brandt with a 7th place. If that holds up, 7th place, that is solid competing against some tough names that he's going up against. So.
And I mean, if you guys don't join us for too many slopestyle contests out here, I know all of you aren't following the Freeride Mountain Bike World Tour, but this is a World Championship event. This is one of the gold stops on the entire tour. This very big caliber of riding, a lot of high-end professionals making their living out here. So nice to see a boy from the state here coming out and doing good with the boys.
And here comes Josh Hult right now, 61 in his first run, had some problems. Let's see if he can clean it up. Josh Hult.
Really solid 360 off the starting gate. Indian air. Like that he's the only rider doing a foot trick maneuver like that off the hip. Tuck no-hander off the wooden jump. Nice double whip. Coming up into the next hip. Another double whip. Oh, hold it. Just missing the pedals and awkwardly going down there. I think he could have just been a little bit of winded. Oh, he's up. Give it up for Josh Hult, everyone.
Josh Hult, 2009 BMX Dew Tour winner. So a guy who can compete on BMX and compete in free riding. 2nd place at the GoPro Games out of Idaho Falls.
Yeah, one of the riders still competing in both disciplines. Nice to see. You saw him out in the FIS contest in Montpellier, France, where he was competing as well in slopestyle mountain bike, as well as the BMX events they have there, mini ramp.
And we just got a tweet in from Gregory Janazek. He says the level again is through the roof here at CFS. Looking forward to the 2nd runs. So we're also getting word that I don't think Tyler McCaul, after the crash that he had, is not going to be able to take a 2nd run. So that means we will move on to Reece Boggs. And Reece Boggs in 4th place, just on the outside looking in, trying to crack a podium position right now. And if you're going to do it, this is the time to do it, but you're going to need to beat a very big score. You're going to have to beat an 81.3 just to get in the podium position. That's where Greg Watts is in 3rd. Here we go, dropping in Reece Boggs.
Reece Boggs flown into the course here. Oh, double truck driver. Oh, holding the line. Tuck no-hander off the next jump. Damn little break. Bar spin to tuck no-hander. I like that a lot of the kids are flowing some trail style in here. Backflip bar and into the Powerade Fruit Bowl. Let's see, nothing in. Bar spin out, nice and smooth. And for the final jump, flip whip. Oh, and over rotating on that one. Oh, and just hitting the landing pretty difficult, making sure everything's moving quite right. It's a hard impact when you have a over rotation like that.
Trying to see if he can make his way up. Taking a look at the replays here. Let's see if maybe we can see here.
Double truck drive, and looked like he just landed a little off cork, but kept it in line, which is really good to see. Bar spin to tuck no-hander. A lot of style coming out of this kid here. Backflip bar as well. Really hard trick to do, especially when your seat is kind of dropped into the post like that. Bar spin out, and the flip whip here, just too much amplitude. A little too excited coming off the end, and I mean, that isn't the first time we've seen that.
No, not at all. Probably not the last for sure. So Reece Boggs is going to keep the 78.3. He's going to remain in 4th place, and solid showing once again from another competitor. Reece Boggs, just 17 years old.
So like we said, Tyler McCaul wasn't competing for his 2nd run because of pretty much the exact same thing on his first run, over rotating a flip whip as well. I don't know, maybe he hurt his ankle or something like that, but ended up just singing it out. I'm going to take the points right now for that one. Next one up, Walenta sitting in 8th place with 68 points. all the way from Austria. Taking a long 12-hour flight over 360 off of that first Red Bull drop. Nice downside whip from Eric. Very smooth on line. Picture perfect rotation on that 360. Double whip from Eric Walenta, stepping it up for another rotation on this one. Big hip flip and into the power rate fruit bowl. Solid slow rotation and into a tuck no-hander. Big backflip tuck no-hander, finishing off for Eric Walenta.
And of course, on Twitter, Peter Kaiser sent one in, says, "Go for it, Eric Walenta." Thanks, Peter Kaiser, and Eric Walenta going for it here on his second run. So 68 is what he had on his first run. Had a 73.3 yesterday, as we're checking replays here.
So as I'm getting some feed on my Instagram, actually, from Abakval, he said, "I think you missed this one." Cinder Harbach showing some video there of he's learned the backflip off the flat drop as well. So a couple of the riders stepping it up, and they're able to do those big tricks as well. So
well, and that's the case. That's something that you see 3 years ago that was never been done before. Now more and more guys are going to start doing it because they see it scores points. So.
And a really difficult trick to do, though. You have to do over rotation of the flip. So maybe a tiny bit more than a full 360 of the vertical rotation backflip, but 72 for Eric Walenta, keeping the 8th spot.
Yeah, got to keep him in the top 10. Once again, a respectable showing. You got to give him props for that.
Bumping up 4 points from the 68 that he had in the previous run.
And Reece Wallace.
So Reece Wallace, previous run at 54.6, sitting in 11th place, doing it from Whistler, BC. Reece Wallace, 360 off that first drop. Oh, 450 and just going down. Looked like could have actually had a bit of wind on that, the way that his nose dipped. Looks like he's okay though, Reece.
Give him time to catch his breath here. This one in on Twitter, Emma Neiman here at CF Fest. Round 2 looking fresh. Thank you, William Isle. Every one of these riders are throwing down in here, loving it. Thank you. Good to see that from all these guys out here. Braden Callie said that was insane, talking about Brett Rheeder's first run. My mind was blown. Good job, Brett.
So watching a rider go down like that, like Reece, I mean, this isn't a snow sport. This is very compact dirt. It's like landing on concrete, and when you're that high in the air, it takes a big toll on your body. So as you can see, the guys are pretty tough, all getting up from their injuries so far today. But give it up for Reece Wallace. He's up and about, and we're ready for a next rider to drop, though.
That's going to be Paul Genovese, 20 years old for Cro-Mag and Fox Head. In 12th last year, and currently in 15th. So I'd like to improve on his showing last year. Just need to put in a solid run here. 3rd at the GoPro Games, 2nd at Ranch Style out of Fernie, BC. This is Paul Genovese.
So we know Paul can improve from his first run. Big truck driver starting it off. He's a goofy foot rider, so it looks like he might be spinning opposite, but it is his regular way. Tail whip on the top hip there. 360 bar again. Backflip, 1 foot X up. Cleaning it up into the next hip here. Double downside whip. Stomps the pedals. Super fast up into the next fruit bowl. Tuck no-hander in. Backflip out for Paul Genovese and into the last jump. Big backflip tuck no-hander. So really stoked getting that run clean down for the next one. We're sitting at 31 points. I'm very confident he's going to be getting a lot higher than that for this run. Let's check that nice topside whip on the hip. 360 bar off that cannon feature. 1 foot X up and into this downside double whip. Tuck in, back out, and then combining both those tricks for the last jump. So backflip tuck no-hander.
So what is the score? Paul Genovese in 15th. Looking for a good score to try and improve his ranking. 79.3 up into 4th place. A solid finish. Paul Genovese, top 5 right there with a 79.3. Let's hear it from Paul one more time. So now there he is, Kelly McGary. Him and of course Tom Hay, the builders of this course for the last 2 years. Kelly had a fall on his first run. Came out solid yesterday with a 76.6 in qualifying. And here he goes right now. Put your hands together for the second run of Kelly McGary.
So big old 360. Has a very unique style for a slopestyle rider, Kelly. I mean, he is a lot bigger than most of the riders, but when he comes down, it's very unique. Back flip. I don't know. Should I call it a condor? We had a. We'll see. I got a tweet from Wiper out there, but backflip, tuck no hander, backflip condor. I get kind of sick of saying one of the two, but nice backflip for Kelly McGary, finishing it off with a big front flip.
And look at the impact on his head when he lands that fronty right at the end. Kelly McGary. That's what he needed right there. After that fall in that first run, you know he just wanted to put down a solid run. Take a look at Kelly here.
It's a pretty solid, going out 360 off that first drop, bar spin, 360 the next log feature. Nice backflip, tuck no hander. And then a tuck no hander over the Shimano. X up into the dish, big backflip out. That's where it went wrong for him in the last run. And that solid front flip, finishing it off.
So what is that going to mean for him? We'll wait for that score to come in. Kelly McGary, 24.6 on run number 1, down in the 16th spot. He's going to come up some notches. Where do the judges put him? Now he flipped in to that Powerade obstacle yesterday and flipped out of it. So today he just adjusted it, maybe due to the wind a little bit. So just went for the flip out instead of the flip in. In a 74.6, 9th place, top 10. Let's hear it for Kelly McGary. So now it is time, we'll be seeing Logan Peat, and Peter Reshinsky says Logan Peat is going to take this on his second run. That's just in on Twitter right now, hashtag CFFest. And a 6th place right now for Logan Peat. What's going through his mind, Ryan?
I think he's got it. He has so much skill on this bike, and he proves it in the confidence in his riding. Doing it for Santa Cruz bicycles. Black box SRAM, nollie to 360, that's an underrated trick. The hard way 450ing that truck driver. And an opposite 360 off the next log feature. Backflip bar from Logan Peat, coming into the Shimano hip. Double downside whip as well. Oh! Running out.
Oh, that's frustration, but put your hands, come on you guys, let's hear it for Logan Peat. Get loud for him. Frustration is definitely there because he was putting down a solid run from the start. And you know he just wanted to keep it going all the way through.
It's such a bummer as well. Starting off really clean with that nollie 3. 450 bar spin, opposite 3. And then the backflip bar, super big amplitude, one of the highest riders we've seen on that one. And the double whip as well, just landing a bit far down and kind of losing the pedals on that impact. Too bad for Logan Peat, but Colorado, give it up for the Canadian boy, Logan.
So 76.6, that's the score he keeps in 6th place right there. Not bad. I mean, Logan, you got to remember, he finished 15th last year. If he could stay in that 6th spot this year, that's an improvement. And maybe even next year, move up to the top of the podium. But we'll have to wait till then. But now it is time for Greg Watts. Greg Watts in 3rd place. That is a podium position for him if he can hold on to it. If you're Greg Watts here, are you happy with the 81.3, Ryan? Or are you trying to step it up?
Well, right now, sitting in podium, I would be happy with that. But Greg, I think has a few more tricks under his belt. Let's see what he can do. 360 off the first drop. 360 X up on the Coors Light dirt hip. The CFF Fest up log 3. Backflip over the next jump. Didn't quite get the spin trick I think he was looking for into that one. Think he's gonna have to hold it for run number 1. This is a victory for him. Think he's just pushing it down, hands in the air, pumping up for the crowd. Greg Watts, everyone, from Santa Cruz, California.
An amazing rider for so many years, and you think that he's been at it for so long, but he's only 27 years old, the Mongoose rider. The new sponsor, of course, for him out of Santa Cruz, as you said, number 7 qualifier yesterday and trying to hold on to a podium position.
Greg's actually had been plagued for quite a few years. Been one of the riders who's been in slopestyle since the beginning. and had so many injuries actually in the last couple seasons that have kind of kept him off the game. Collarbones and concussions and little injuries like that we haven't been, even broken neck actually.
Yeah.
Don't worry to rule that one out, but Greg staying strong and true to the roots of slopestyle, coming out here and having fun at all the contests.
And he keeps the 81-3, run number 1 top scorer, and he's gonna sit in 3rd place and see what these rest of the riders can do and see if he can remain in there and get on the podium and take away some money. 3rd place is $4,000, so I know he'd like that. 2nd place is $6 grand, and the top spot is $8,000. Carson Storch now in 15th place. Here he goes, 2nd and final run for Carson.
Another rider who had everything linked up in his top run. So 360 off, 270 bar. Opposite 360 off of the cannon. 360 whip, links it up nice, perfect in line. Tail whip off the next jump, catching a little rear end heavy, coming into the fruit bowl. Nice 360 for Carson Storch and into the last jump. Solid, perfect rotation on that flip whip.
So is it enough to get up in there? It's up to the judges at this point for Carson Storch, 21 years old. 4th place at the Swatch Prime Line, 5th at the GoPro Games. Here's the replays of Carson here in the 2nd and final run.
Yeah, that opposite 360 off the cannon and that perfect 3-up. Only rider we see doing that trick off that line up there. I think he was going for something more in the tail, but ended up doing really nice here in the bottom section as well. Finishing off, this is where it kind of went wrong for him in the run number 1, and he linked up everything else, got to the bottom. Perfect flip whip at the bottom as well. We've seen a lot of riders have difficulties with that today. So Carson getting it down 71.6, bumping up to 11th place for Carson Storch.
So 11th place, a good finish right there. That'll be making it the finals out here. He hadn't done that before, so Carson Storch in that 11th spot. And Bobby Lamir getting ready to go, 18 years old. He was the number 5 qualifier. There's Bobby right there, doing it for Crow Mac. Here comes Bobby right now, 64-3, run number 1. What can he do here? Run number 2, Ryan.
Okay, suicide no-hander for Bobby off that first drop. I don't think he likes doing a lot of the tricks on the drop features. Nice amplitude and going all the way out on that top side whip. Perfect bar-to-bar back, tuck no-handed backflip, and into the next hip jump. Double whip, coming up into the Powerade Fruit Bowl. Bar in, suicide to bar spin out,
wow.
and into the last jump. Flip whip. Oh, and just sliding out on that one.
You can see him in some pain there at the bottom of that landing. But he is up. The crowd is putting their hands together for him right now as he's able to walk off on his own accord. So one more time, put your hands together for Bobby one more time, guys, here in Colorado. Let's do that. Huge crowd on hand here for Colorado Freeride Festival 2014. Taking a look at these replays here.
Nice down, double whip there, bar in, and suicide to bar out. That was the flip whip and just a little under-rotated and off axis on the landing there.
And a tweet in from the FMB World Tour. They're saying, great to see Greg Watts being back at it, sitting currently in 3rd. That's from FMB, from the World Tour. The big boys watching. And Brett Hiller said, still stoked to see Logan at C-Fest, as we are too as well. So coming down to 4 more riders to go here. And here's Conor MacFarlane, 7th place, 76-3, run number 1. Last chance to get in the top 3 for Conor. Here he comes, 2nd run.
Get on your feet, Colorado. This is the big drop backflip. Conor MacFarlane surprising us yesterday, doing that in the qualifications. 360X. Big backflip tabletop. And what does he have? Colorado, get on your feet. Slow rotated 360 into the Powerade Fruit Bowl. Cali style, look down. Oh, not quite getting the trick off that, but for the final jump, big lofty backflip. Finishing off for Conor.
So here we are taking a look at Conor right here, finishing up run number 2. The last run for him. Our final top 3 qualifiers, Martin Söderström, Brett Rheeder, and Nikolai Rogatkin, all coming up for their second and final runs. And this one will be in the books. Just wait for this score to come in for Conor.
I think Conor's going to be going with his first run score maybe on this.
76.3 to a 68.6. Yes, indeed. You're right, Ryan. The 76.3, that's what Conor gets. And put your hands together one more time for Conor. Well, here we go. Martin Söderström, your 2013 Colorado Freeride Festival champion. Then had an injury in Whistler. He's come back strong. And here he is, ready to do battle out here to try and see if he can get up and stay in the top or even repeat and go back-to-back wins. Martin Söderström, put your hands together because we'll be right back with his second and final run.
I grew up playing every sport in the book. Something about mountain biking really grabbed me. The Saints progression, you know, in Freeride with their products and their presence, there's a distinct parallel there as to where we started and where we are now.
All right, I got to ask you people of Winter Park, Colorado, are you ready for our top 3 qualifiers and our second and final runs? Are you ready? Oh, that's not going to do it. I'm going to need some more out of you. One more time with feeling. Are you ready, Winter Park? That's what I'm talking about. Here we go. Martin Söderström, the big winner last year. Then has the injury in Whistler and has come back strong this year. An 88.6 on his first run. Put your hands together for Martin Söderström's second and final run.
All the way from Uppsala, Sweden, truck driver starting it off. And into that dirt hip, 360 double whip. Coming up into the next feature, opposite 360. And into the big booter, flip whip from Martin. He's putting it all in the line here, stepping up from his run 1. Bar spin to tail whip from Martin Söderström. Coming up into the Powerade fruit bowl. Opposite tail whip into the dish. Regular whip out. Oh, slipping pedals, and that's gonna do it for Martin Söderström. Big unfortunate break. He was stepping everything up. 360 double whip on top of that first hip. Give it up for Martin.
Yeah, no matter what, let's hear it for Martin Söderström because he's going to end up on the podium. Will he stay in that second spot or will he be bumped down to third? Because the only guy not on the podium coming up next is Nikolai Rogatkin. Rheeder's on the way next, and he's your top gun. And then Nikolai Rogatkin will follow up with his second and final run. So Martin guaranteed a podium position out here.
Look at that bar spin to tail whip in mid-run. And unfortunately, just messing it up on the regular whip off that drop. So, a lot of pressure, though, on the Swedish rider. Still sitting in second spot, guaranteed a podium at least. But is he going to be able to hold on to number 2? We don't know.
But here's the interesting part. You're Brett Rheeder. You're coming up next. You have the 93. You're the number 1 guy right now. But there's one more guy after you who's the number 1 qualifier. That's Nikolai Rogatkin. Now, Nikolai was the guy yesterday who posted a 94.6. So if Brett Rheeder does not improve out of that 93, and Rogatkin comes up and drops the same run and gets the same score, then he'll take over the win. 2 guys to go right here, and it's Brett Rheeder and Nikolai Rogatkin.
Looks like it might be a little bit of tension up there at the start of the Red Bull drop-in. Brett Rheeder murdered out. Can't even see his eyes, but I'm sure it's game face all under there. But Colorado, do you want to see Brett Rheeder step himself up for run number 2?
I'll tell you, that was an amazing first run. Does he have it to match it with a second run? Brett Rheeder, second and final run.
Brett Rheeder, perfect flip again. That's the second time he's ever done a flipping contest off the flat drop. 360 Oppo over that next hip. Oh, and he's just coming down. I think he's going to stick it for the first run. Sticking it out with the 93. Rheeder flip on the next one. Having a lot of fun here for Brett Rheeder. Give it up. This is going to be the last time Colorado Freeride Festival seeing Brett Rheeder go down the Slopestyle course in 2014. Look at that Rheeder flip. So much style and bike control.
What's crazy about this is Brett Rheeder's going, okay, I'm happy with the 93. I'm gonna leave it at that. You know, it's gonna take Nikolai Rogatkin. He's gonna have to beat him on his own ground out here with one more rider to go. I like Brett Rheeder's style on that one. An amazing first run. Happy with the 93.
Well, I know sometimes, even though that we're in a judge sport and you say, oh, maybe it's not as high as I would have wanted, I'm sure Brett's looking at that run that he did in the first time and was like, that's pretty much all I got, and I'm so happy with doing that run. We're just gonna hold it off. There's no need to risk an injury right now. Let's just see what Nikolai Rogatkin has for the next one, and I don't know, play a bit of poker on it.
It's speculation all the way around on our part up here, but that's what it's looking like when it's going down. So Brett Rheeder keeps the 93. He's your #1 guy right now. One rider stands between him and a victory here at your 2014 Colorado Freeride Festival.
I'm just looking over at Brett, and he's telling me that it's incredibly windy. That's why he decided to not step it up. He started off the backflip, and I thought maybe he was going to bump into another big run, but as he started off, it was super windy for him, so he said he's just going to hold back, and that was...
All right, well, let's send things down. I think we have Mark Sullivan standing by with Martin Söderström right now. Mark, take it away, man.
All right, we got Martin Söderström here. You won last year. You qualified third. What was your strategy coming into the final?
To win again, basically, but didn't happen this year, unfortunately. But run was insane, and really look forward to seeing McCaul now.
Cool. So I understand you're coming back from an injury. How are you feeling now after this event and a guaranteed podium?
That feels amazing. Yeah, I've been struggling quite a bit this year with the leg and some concussions, so feels good to be back up there, but want to be a bit further up.
Well, you're in second right now. One rider left. Congratulations. Back to you, Brad.
All right, thank you so much, Mark Sullivan, catching up with last year's winner, Martin Söderström. Hey, big props out to Martin. I know he'd like to be the #1 guy. But you know, he's coming back from that injury. All right, one guy to go. Your #1 qualifier from yesterday. He posted a 94.6. It's Nikolai Rogatkin. It's up to him right now. If he can do this, he'd take over the top spot, but he's going to have to do it right here and right now. Second and final run for Nikolai Rogatkin.
Okay, if there's ever a time for you to get on your feet, Colorado, it's right now. This is your last rider going down course. Topside no-fit can over that hip. And the double tail whip off the lock jump. Front flip, tuck no-hander. Get on your feet, Colorado. This is the run. Double whip on the hip. And bar spin into the dish. Tuck no-hander out. Nikolai Rogatkin. Cash roll.
Oh, man. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Did Nikolai do it right there? No matter what, Winter Park, put your hands together for all the riders going off big time today. And now, what's it going to mean? Let's take a look at this like a video game here of Nikolai Rogatkin.
So whip the first drop, topside can, double tail whip on the CFF Fest up log, front flip tuck no hander, double whip, kind of the hardware where you go upside, and then bar spin in, tuck no hander out, and that big signature move, cash roll, perfect. Doesn't slip a pedal, nothing lands, completely perfect on that cash roll. Such an incredibly weird trick to do, but maybe Sully can get an explanation.
Let's send it down to Mark Sullivan standing by with one excited Nikolai Rogatkin. Sully?
Nikolai, you were our top qualifier yesterday. And now, the first run you crashed. What was going through your mind at the top of that run?
Well, first run, I wanted to get it in and then step it in the second run, but messed up my first run, so I was feeling a lot of pressure, but gave it all I got and worked out, so feeling really relieved and really happy.
Cool, so tell us a little bit about that second run. How does it feel now that you've stomped a clean run?
Feels incredible. It's the best feeling in the world. You know, when you give it all you got and it works out, it's what we ride bikes for, you know. It's awesome.
Cool, well, congratulations, amazing run. Let's go check out the scores with Brad in the booth.
Well, thank you so much. What is that score going to be for him? He's trying to beat the top dog with a 93. He was way down there in that last spot after that fall in the first run. Score is coming in for Nikolai Rogatkin. Does he do it? Does he get on the podium? Score coming in, 84-3, so Nikolai into third place. He gets on the podium, and that means Brett Rheeder's going to take the win here. Martin Söderström's going to come in second, and there you go, Nikolai Rogatkin coming in third. Wow. That is how it is playing out, and we got the awards coming up. Hang with us, the awards are coming up for you next. So Ryan Meyer came down to that one. Why do you think Nikolai Rogatkin's score did not beat Söderström's or Rheeder there in the second and final run?
Well, there was a couple bobbles in the run. Actually, the topside can up top. I mean, I'm not a judge, but this is just my expert opinion. The topside can up top, he had a bit of a bobble, and into the fruit bowl, I think some of the other riders had some bigger tricks going in and out. The tuck no-hander maybe wasn't enough, but I mean, definitely the cash roll helped him out, put him into third spot, still hanging with the 84. That's a big and very big score that he should be happy with.
So 84, that's going to be what Nikolai Rogatkin ends with. We got the awards coming up here on the bottom of the last feature, so if you people want to hang out and show your respect for all the riders that you witnessed out here, we got the awards coming up in just a couple minutes away. We'll get it underway. And you guys have been a great crowd all day long. Thanks for showing up. All right, I think we're going to have a chance. I've got to look at Brett Rheeder just blowing minds on that run that he takes the win with. Let's see if we can take a look at this. There's Brett.
So check it out. This is a winning run right now. Oh, I think this is a second place run actually for Brett. So just having a bit of fun. He said it was a little too windy for him to compete at the full level and try and up his score. But
smart.
Looks like it worked out for him. 93 points, sticking it out for Brett Rheeder. Nikolai Rogatkin signing autographs. If you want to see the boys tonight, make sure you make it down to the Red Bull function party somewhere in that town. Not in Winter Park, but it's going to be somewhere else in the town. Some bar, something. You can check it out. I'm sure you can get a couple autographs from the boys down there. If not, stick around. We're going to have awards with us just in a couple minutes in the finish line corral here.
Yep, they are on the way for you. Now, I think we're going to take a look at the winning run now. That was his second run where he had to kind of scale it back. Take a look at this. This is the one that got him the win here today.
So it was the first time he ever did a flip off a drop-in contest, 360 bar. So Oppo 3 bar into regular 3 bar and into that cork 720. Looks like he was going whip to bar there, but just got a nice clean whip. Whip in, Oppo whip in, Rheeder flip out. A nice solid flip whip, landing it off. Really nice to see that come out for the first run. It's cool that these riders are so calculated and dialed that just takes one run these days to get something that big.
All right, well, we got the awards coming up. Thanks for watching us at home on pinkbike.com. Thanks for watching us plussizebmx.com and as well as ColoradoFreerideFestival.com. We got the awards on the way for you next. Stick around. We'll be right back in just a little bit with our top three, our third place, our second place, and our first place here at your Colorado Freeride Festival. The awards, well, they're coming up next.
Ours is a world of passengers. The red eyes.
I'm really tired.
The transfers.
Well, that's kid number 3.
The co-pilots. All sitting, trusting, waiting for a safe arrival. Introducing the all-new Subaru Legacy, designed to help the driver and you care for the passenger in them. The Subaru Legacy. It's not just a sedan, it's a Subaru.
When cold refreshment calls, Coors Light answers. Ross Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
There's nothing I would rather do, nowhere I'd rather be. There's nothing that quite makes me feel the way you do here with me. I'm happy as I can be, 'cause I have you and you have me. I'm happy as I can be, 'cause I have you and you have me.
So back here up in the booth with our field reporter Mike Sully. So Sully, what do you think of the action?
Wow, that's the first word that comes to mind. It was pretty incredible. I was pretty surprised by some of the action, some of the land tricks, and I think our podium reflects that.
Yeah, definitely. We had, I mean, all the way down, Nikolai Rogatkin, U.S. riders, Swedish, on top in another position there as well with Rheeder. So kind of jam-packed, multicultural field we have going on. You're coming from some different backgrounds of sports. How do you feel about watching the slopestyle events here in mountain biking?
Oh man, it is so incredible. You know, my background's more from the snowboarding world, but watching these guys, it is so impressive. And I have such an appreciation for kind of the risk and reward of events like this. And it's good to see guys coming back like Söderström. I think he's back now.
Yeah.
And, you know, pretty exciting just to see the level of progression pushed here at Winter Park.
Definitely. So, speaking of the leaders, let's take a look back at our leaderboard, and we'll run down and see how things panned out here for 2014. Fifth place, Paul Genovese from Fernie, BC with a 79.3. Greg Watts just being bumped down in the last second from Nikolai Rogatkin. Sitting in fourth spot with 81.3. Nikolai Rogatkin finished off with a cash roll, putting him in 84, third place. Martin Söderström, Swedish rider with an 88.6 in second place. And your number one winner from the Colorado Freeride Festival 2014 here, the slopestyle event, Rheeder with a 93 even.
Yeah, that first run was mind-numbing.
It was mind-numbing indeed, and I couldn't imagine what to see if he had a comfortable run with the win for the second one. Maybe we would have seen something even crazier, and he upped his own score on that one. So, big props to the riders out here today. Action-packed field. Really excited that everything went down smoothly. The weather played off good. I know sometimes we're up here in the Colorado Rockies, and it's a bit difficult sometimes with the weather. So
yeah,
nice.
I mean, best weather we've seen. I'd say consistent from start to finish of the event, and you know, very few injuries, and it was relatively safe. And I love to see that when you're pushing the level like this, things can happen. And we had a great event today.
Definitely, well said. So I think they're just getting ready to rack the podium up behind us. Our colleague Brad just hopped out. Riders, all the podium riders, get down on course if you're not already there. I think I see everything. Rheeder, Greg Watts, Söderström in the mix, Nikolai Rogatkin I think as well, signing a bit of autographs back there, but we're going to get with it in just a moment here. So, end thoughts?
I'm going to go riding, some trail riding up here at Winter Park. I'm going to do some downhill riding tomorrow. How about you? I'm really excited, actually. It was such a great weekend, beautiful weather, and I'm excited now to go out and do some riding myself.
Yep, so I'd come up there and help you out. We're going to...
I need help, actually.
Yeah,
a lot.
I'll help you.
All right, cool.
We'll figure something out. But I think we actually have a bit of a movie clip out here for you. It's from the and just check it out.
How's the wind, man? All right, 10 seconds.
So welcome back here. We have podiums racked up, and Brad J is down in the corral. Give it up for you, Brad.
Yeah, time to hand out the big checks.
All right, thank you so much, guys. All right, first off, good people here of Winter Park, Colorado, put your hands together for all the riders that you saw go crazy out here today. An amazing day of competition out here, Colorado Freeride Festival 2014. In third place, taking home 4,000 with an 84. Let's hear it for Nikolai Rogatkin. And we'll present the big check to him right there. $4,000. And third place, the award going to Nikolai Rogatkin out here. There we go, the award around his neck. One more time for Nikolai, third place. And in second place, putting up an 88.6, taking home 6,000 from Sweden. Let's hear it for Martin Söderström. And there we go. As we put the award around, not yet, now hold on, we gotta get Brett up there. You're just preparing, getting it ready. One more time for Martin Söderström, taking home in that sixth place, $6,000. And your Colorado Freeride Festival 2014 champion with a 93, taking home $8,000 from Canada. Let's hear it for Brandt Rheeder. And the award going around the neck. They're getting locked and loaded with the champagne. I'm going to get an interview in here with Brett Rheeder, but it's going to be champagne time as I'm going to kind of make sure I'm out of this shot. There we go. Brett didn't even open his. Wait a minute. Now you're in trouble, you guys, because Brett's still got some ammunition right now. Oh, he's injured. Martin's trying to limp away. There he goes. Wait, Brett's going after him. Getting the big Swede. And then over to Nikolai. Check his ID. All right. All right, I'm coming in. High fives from these guys. All right, Brett Rheeder, congratulations first off on the win. Good job. Now the second run coming out, you guys had a little bit of wind out there, so that was what you tried to play it easy on that second run, just let that first run count?
Well, with the contest not being reverse seating, I was gonna try to do a better run because you never know. Like yesterday in qualies, Nikolai beat me 2 times in a row, so I wasn't taking any chances. But when I dropped in and went for that switch chuck on the first hip, it was a little bit gusty, and I didn't throw the bar, and so I pretty much just called it.
So on the first run, when we saw you flip off the flat right there, I've never seen you do that before. Was that something in the back of your mind going into today that, you know what, I might have to bring that out?
That was my plan the whole time. I mean, I learned it not long ago, and I didn't actually expect to do it here, but that drop's a perfect size to start on. So, yeah, happy about it.
Last question, do you feel like got a little momentum going into Whistler?
Yes, definitely. Feels good coming off an injury. I would say this has been my best riding all year. I mean, I did well in Vienna, but that wasn't really a slopestyle contest, so I'm back at it, and hopefully the rest of the season goes awesome.
Don't call it a comeback. He is back, and he's been here all along. Once again, Brett Rheeder, your champion, 2014 Colorado out here, your Freeride Festival. Big props out to Coors Light holding it down, Powerade Specialized, Shimano, Red Bull, Frontier Airlines, Cliff Bar, Decline Magazine, Denver Health, Teton Gravity Research, and GoPro. All of our great sponsors out here. Thank you so much for what you guys do and making this possible to go on with your Colorado Freeride Festival 2014 version. Well, we got 5 p.m. pond crossing going on here at Winter Park, Colorado. But on behalf of our entire Colorado Freeride Festival crew, Ryan Meyer and Mark Sullivan and DJ DC on the ones and twos. I'm Brad J. Thanks for coming out. Good night now.